Okay, are we rolling? How we doing? Send me naughty backups! Yeah, it's good! What's up? Welcome back to my video! No, I messed up the intro! Sorry but naughty backups. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the first time I ever tried to roll dice, and as we say in the D&D world, roll a nat 20. So basically, this is when I was still like 13. I think I was 12 turning 13 that year, yeah. And literally a random person I had met once before had invited me to a birthday party, right? And this person, the thing was, I heard them say, yeah, another person say, we're gonna call her, Robert. Her name is Robert. And Robert told me that, you know, James wants to have, you're invited to his birthday party. I was like, okay, that's cool. And it's a D&D birthday pause. It's a D&D birthday party. Of course, I'm a bit nervous right now, you know? Like, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I wear? What do I bring? And all I heard, the dress code. The dress code was to cosplay as her character. So this is like my fifth time cosplaying. Those who have seen my past TikTok accounts will know of my cosplaying era. I will not be elaborating. Anywho, and I was like, okay, cool, nerd stuff, my favorite. So I keep adjusting the camera because it's making my forehead look massive. Massive? No. I get together a costume, right, and my idea was, like, I wanted to be a samurai who wielded, like, a staff with, like, some sort of elemental powers. Just kind of give the DM or the person who will be hosting this some creative liberty, so I'm not stressing them out too much. This was my people-pleasing mentality about it, okay? It may not have been people-pleasing, but I really wanted to go more for it, but I was like, nah, I shouldn't put my whole polar pandosi into it. I'm never saying that again. Chat, do not clip that. I'm never saying that again. A shawl kind of thing, I remember. My mother will remember this. And I have my Naruto headband, which I actually should be wearing right now. Hold on, let me try and find it. Cosplay is my character. I mean, I paint like a bamboo stick, like colors and everything galore. I walk to Robert's place because that's where the birthday party is being hosted at, right? I'm walking, and I'm super excited because it's my first time gonna play D&D. It's a D&D birthday party, so the people who are invited are gonna eat cake, sing happy birthday, la di da di da. I'm gonna sit down and roll some dice. That's what I thought, right? Stay hydrated. That's what I thought, right? And then we do end up doing that. So I get there and I'm like, hey, what's up? And I meet the birthday boy. This is kind of actually the start of James and I's friendship. I've mentioned James before. I talk about James a lot, actually. I will talk about other friendships to come, obviously. But James is like, you know, a nice base and ground for it. No, yeah. And then I think it was after our D&D session I had the dragon cake and the walk, but the D&D was pretty mid itself. And I met this girl named okay, we're gonna call her Giuseppe. So Giuseppe is the DM, right? So it's me, James, Giuseppe, James's brothers, and friends. And we start, right? And I can't remember the specifics of it, but I remember I was I think I was a bard, actually. I was a bard with a katana or lute. I can't remember the specifics, but basically, we got sent out on a mission, and as we were walking across this field, we go to bed, right? All sleepy time, sleepy time, fun time. And we end up getting attacked by ghosts. And apparently there was this tree that was a monster tree and it was trying to eat us all, and like the tank, which was like James's brother, was trying to kill all of the little ghost duties and stuff. And we basically ended up almost dying, and we're all like, what, I think first level. We were all first. It was a first. Bro, the campaign. I know a lot more now about D&D than I did when I was turning 13, but it was well run, but we were all the monster was way too tough for a first level, bruh. And I think the tree was like holding one of our members captive. No, it wasn't a member. Yeah, it was one of our members. Whether it was an NPC or a player, I forgot. And I think we ended up just torturing the tree with the person being held captive by it. That's a little bit morbid. Ooh, it's a little bit morbid. But we ended up killing the tree, and the tree died, and there was this really big chasm. And in this chasm, there was a dragon, and we all had to roll, like... So when you roll in D&D, let me actually get my die. Basically, when you roll in D&D, you will have a character sheet. This character sheet has a bunch of numbers on it. And on that, and those numbers correlate to one of your 6 types of abilities you can use in D&D. So there's strength, there's dexterity, there's intelligence, there's wisdom, there's charisma, and there's constitution. They all do different things. Let me just break them down for you. Strength is how strong you are physically. Dexterity is how stealthy you are and how quick you can be and how nimble you are on your feet. Constitution is your health. So when you get really sick with the plague, whether it's real life or D&D, someone would say if your constitution is a strong one, you will survive this. Your constitution just means your health and your strength and your ability to fight back plagues and stuff. So you'd roll for like a constitution check if you drank something and it was poisoned. And then we have, I'm not going in order, intelligence, which is how smart you are, how book smart you are, how smart you are at recognizing patterns, puzzles, and how much information you can remember and how much you know. Wisdom is like intelligence, but on the street. So you know when someone's about to fight, you know when someone's lying, you know when someone's telling the truth, you know when someone's, okay and they feel comfortable around you and they're not going to try and kill you. Wisdom is that. And it's actually a very, very useful thing in D&D because you will roll a lot of deception checks which are tied to wisdom. And there's also, was wisdom, intelligence, is that all of them? I think that's all of them. I'm missing something, aren't I? No, there's 6. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, charisma. Oh, charisma. Charisma is your ability to talk to people. When I mean ability to talk to people, I don't mean how good you are, just how good you are at persuading people. That's another way of saying it. So, if I was a D&D character, if you were to translate me into the D&D world, I would have a high charisma because I'm an extrovert. It means I'm good at talking to people. I can make people laugh like 30% of the time. 20 is a humbler number. And also having a high charisma just means you can also roll a good deception, I think. No. Good intimidation checks because it's just your ability to persuade people to make them think that you're scary. When in reality, you might be a fairy cross halfling. You know what I mean? Like, the world is your oyster if your charisma's high. And so those are the strengths you have. And I remember we all had to roll for dexterity. And we were all like level 1. So I had like -2. One of our mates had like +5 because he had a racial stat bonus, which is what you get if you pick a specific race. This is a D20. This is the baby that you will use. I don't think my camera is cool enough to be able to focus like that. And that is what you use 95.999% of the time in D&D. So, we were rolling. I'm going to roll now. I got a 4. There's one, it's a D20 is a dice 20. It goes from 1 to 20. And most of the time, you will either get a number between 1 through 20. Crazy, I know, right? And you add your modifier, so your score, your stat score, the strength, dexterity, and the intelligence and charisma things. You add those numbers, those numbers that you rolled for to get, they have things that plus. And those pluses are called modifiers. So like from 12 through 13 is +2. 13 through 15 is +3. 16 through 18 is going to be +4. So that's just how the numbers work. And you have to add that to whatever correlating dice roll. It's a bit complicated, I know. I'm sorry. We all have panda brains here. But that's how you D&D. And I rolled very, 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 very badly, as I recall. It's like, when you roll badly, the DM describes to you how you do it. And sometimes you do something so horribly, the DM has to, like, think of how badly you done it. Because the way it works is, you have a character. I'm me. And then there's the DM, which is the world. The DM basically writes the story for the NPCs, for the gods, the cultures, if they're not basing it off of something like a pre-written thing or whatever. They write everything about the world. You write everything about your characters. So the DM is like God, is basically God. He or she will put in obstacles and things for you to get over and triumph. He'll put in all the cool NPCs that have the cool swords and backstories and stuff. He will put in all the monsters that kill your characters in like the first 5 rounds of D&D. And you will be sad. I am also a DM. My D&D campaign isn't going really great as of now because I need to find time for it. Side rant over. But basically, I rolled really badly, and so I fell into the chasm. And my D&D mates, during the campaign, that it was like, I think, 2 hours of just playing, which is incredibly short. Ask like my ex-teacher, they'll tell you about how long of a D&D session can go for. I think 14 hours was like their longest. But yeah, itchy. But yeah, and so I fell, and in this chasm, who would have thought, in a game called Dungeons and Dragons, there was a dragon in the chasm? I almost died. I almost died. After that, I don't remember much. I think we just kind of went on a walk, and we like managed to escape the dragon. One of the tank, which is like an archetype, which is someone who can take a lot of damage, jumped down, picked me up, and jumped back up some magical how, like I think Misty Step, which is a spell. I forgot. And then we were walking, the people who were there were walking in the grass, like along a pathway, and I think the whole idea was to pretend that the goblins and monsters and stuff were also along the pathway, but there was no like markers for us to see. So like we just had to pretend that they were there, and there was this big scary like orc and goblin in front of us. I don't know. And we walked along there, and when we got back, that's when we ate the cake. So that was my first time experiencing D&D. I didn't tell you guys much about the actual thing itself, but I just thought I would let you guys know. I gotta let you guys like kind of like I'm telling you about my life. There's stories that need to come first before we get to the really juicy bits. But I hope this was somewhat entertaining. Anyways, here's Cade. He's like a fan. He's really cool. I like Cade. He's awesome. Foreshadowing. Thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, I would like to thank my mother, my father for like bringing me into this world. Bye. I do not know how to work on